Invisibility. To some people, invisibility would be a dream superpower.
Nigga, with invisibility, you know what I do? Why superpowers would suck in real life. Nigga, first thing I'm doing is going to a bank. And do I gotta say more? Bro, this thing's gonna be like Money Heist 2.0. They gonna come out with a new Money Heist movie because of me. But you know what I do with invisibility? Invisibility. Blah, I'm done.
They fantasize about all the things they could do without being noticed. Not exactly heroic things, but when you look closer, it's not as cool as it sounds. Here's the problem. For you to see, light has to hit the back of your eyes. But if you're invisible, light would just pass through you, leaving you blind. And if somehow your eyes could catch light, they would still be visible, making you a pair of floating eyeballs.
This dude's trying to downplay the concept. We don't care about the science part behind it.
Just creepy. To go fully invisible, you need to be completely naked. Not that some of you would mind that, but you wouldn't be able to carry anything either, and since no one can see you, they would crash into you all the time. You better not use perfume or even make noise breathing. People would still know you are there. Plus, if you're thinking that you could rob a bank, a thermal camera would still spot your heat radiation.
They're on to me. They already got traps in place for me, bro. They already knew niggas like it was coming, bro. Of course they do. I'm black.
Making it nearly impossible to sneak in undetected. Intangibility. Picture this. You've just unlocked intangibility. You're super excited, so you decide to
this is low-key better than being invisible. You could rob the bank and the bank would not even know.
phase your hand through a wall. But the moment you activate your powers, you drop straight through the floor, sinking into the earth. You either deactivate your powers and become fused into rock, suffocating to death, or continue sinking until you reach the molten center of the earth due to gravity, unable to do anything, waiting until you decide to die.
But I'm invincible, so that thing would not even work on me for real. A red ass nigga like me get that power, bro. You could just look, this is what you could do. You could just travel from the one side of the world to the other side of the world and just pop right back. Duh, science.
SuperSpeed. A moderate super speed of about 190 miles per hour, like Dash's, wouldn't be so bad. The problems would be minimal. But if we're talking about speed similar to the Flash, without Speed Force, then it would be a disaster waiting to happen. You would have to generate an enormous amount of force, far greater than what the human body can handle, and it would cause your legs to simply rip off your body. Here's another thing. Air isn't empty. It's filled with elements like oxygen and nitrogen, plus tons of tiny dust particles. As you move through air, you're rubbing against these particles, generating friction that produces heat. Moving at super speed would generate enough heat to burn your
My ego tell me that I wouldn't catch on fire. That's just me. Maybe some of y'all just not built like how I built, but my ego tell me I'm not catching on fire, so I'm not gonna catch on fire.
Entire body. Let's say you don't burn. You still need to see where you're going. Human perception isn't adapted to handle high speeds, so moving at super speed would make everything blurry. The speed at which you think would need to match your physical speed, otherwise you would just crash into things. Possibly doing what A-Train did, just running through people. And in the case that your perception does keep up, the world around you would seem so slow that you'd basically be stuck in time. Having super speed would also mean burning millions of calories every day, so you'd go broke, buying all the food needed to keep your metabolism satisfied. Teleportation. As you might know, the Earth is in constant motion through space.
What could possibly be wrong about this superpower? This nerd about to start yapping about some technical, scientific bullshit.
Moving at around 67,000 miles per hour. It rotates, orbits the sun, and the solar system orbits around the center of the galaxy. If you wanted to teleport, you would need to calculate the exact position of the Earth through space, or else you would teleport into space, dying instantly. Immortality. If you were given the choice between dying in 1 year or becoming immortal, what would you choose?
What would you choose? Dying in 1 year or being immortal? It depends. Can I sleep though when I'm immortal? Because if I can sleep, being immortal wouldn't be so bad for us.
Choice seems obvious, doesn't it? You're thinking that being immortal would be much better than dying in a year, right? But if you're immortal, you would have to watch everyone you love die over and over again, until you don't have any emotional feelings anymore. You would live to see the human race die out. You would see the world end, and ultimately, you would be drifting in space.
I'll just build the world back up, bro. Duh. Reproduction. There's something called reproduction.
All alone for eternity. Time stop. Oh, time stop. The superpower desired by many. Time stop would be a dream come true for some individuals for obvious reasons, but in reality, it would be a nightmare.
Bro, why is this dude in such a bad mood? This dude got a negative mindset, bro. Like, think positive.
The moment you stop time, the molecules of air around you would stop as well, making it impossible to breathe.
I knew.
It also
I
means
promise you, I swear I knew he was gonna say some bullshit about breathing, bro. Like, this dude trying to be Isaac Newton.
stop, rendering you unable to see. So you stop time and become unable to breathe or see until you either resume time or just die. Great power, huh? Super strength. Super strength.
I don't know about y'all, but I already got super strength. Some of y'all can't relate though, but hey, I already got that superpower.
Strength sounds awesome, right? In real life, though, it's a mess. Everything's designed for regular people, meaning that if you were super strong, you would be breaking doorknobs, keyboards, and glasses left.
No, I know. I be trying to do all that, but like, I just keep it as a minimal, you feel me? Like, once you got super strength, you really gotta know how to control it.
Imagine going to hug your mom and breaking her spine because you don't know how to control your strength yet. Having super strength doesn't mean you're indestructible either. If you punch a wall, for example, because of Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The force that you applied to the wall would be applied back to you with the same intensity, knocking you back and breaking your hand.
Well, I can verify that I already have super strength and those things do not happen. So with that being said, this video is giving out false information. Make sure y'all go ahead and drop a like in the sub though. Everybody watching the video, make sure you drop a like in the sub.